Assalamu alaikum, brothers. The subject of Jinn and details about their lives is an intriguing and fascinating subject. In this video we will talk about details most Muslims do not know when it comes to the Jinn. How long do they live? How do they die? And do they get buried like us human beings? Before we do talk about these things, please support the channel by checking out NordVPN. The link is in the description. And please do not forget to subscribe and like the video. Life must always end. This is simply how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to design this experience. Like all things and beings on earth, we start as babies and then we learn until we are capable of taking decisions. We do not take control of our destiny for a while, and then we do. And after that, we die. After suffering from health issues, or we just die suddenly, and we return to Allah Almighty who created us, Allah who created the heavens and the earth. The Jinn are no exception to these rules. These rules apply on them. That just like they apply on us, they also must die and return to Allah the Almighty, the one who created them. After all, both the Jinn and the human beings are created to worship Allah and only worship Allah. But how do the Jinn die? Well, although the Jinn are similar to us in some aspects, they do not live in similar ways to how we live, and thus they don't die in similar ways like we do. We shouldn't forget that there are many types of Jinn. Some of them can fly like birds, and others can swim like fish, and others can shapeshift. Al-Bukhari said that amongst them are those who die when struck by burning pieces of meteors, and amongst them are those who die by murder, disease, and other different causes of death. Some of them die falling or drowning, etc. Let's just say that most Jinn lead much more adventurous lives than most human beings, and with that, the probability of deadly accidents increases. Some of them fly into places where there is no air and die and suffocate, and others die from colliding with solid objects when flying, for example. The ones that shapeshift are sometimes trapped in these animal bodies and suffer like these animals will do. A Jinn that shapeshifts as a gazelle, for example, might die being eaten by a lion or a tiger. And a Jinn that shapeshifts as a fish can also die eaten by other fish or die in the sea. Sorry guys, I have to interrupt my narration and talk about the sponsor of this video, NordVPN. This helps me make more videos and grow this channel. NordVPN is the best VPN software. It's affordable and you can sign up to the service and download it from my link. It's a software that secures all your devices and allows you to access services that are not available in your country. Islamic shows, non-Islamic shows, etc. If you use free public Wi-Fi, this is a must. This is even more important than your laptop itself, since this secures your connection and your photos, videos, and bank details, etc. Thank you for downloading NordVPN. We have a lot of hadiths from Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for example. In one of the hadiths, Prophet Muhammad told his companion that there are jinns in Medina who have converted to Islam. So if you see anything from them, warn them for 3 days. That is, inform them, and if they appear to you after that, kill them, for they are demons. So Jinn die just like all the other creatures created by Allah. The Jinn are not buried after their death because they are created from fire, but there aren't any details about how they get rid of the bodies of those who die. Some ulama have speculated that when the Jinn dies he disappears, and others concluded that when a Jinn dies, he turns into ashes, simply because he is made from fire, and that is what happens to fire after it dies out. As for the length of the lives of the Jinn, they lead long lives compared to human beings and animals, and it was reported by some ulama that they live longer than the sons of Adam. As for Iblis, he is very long lived, according to the promise of Allah Almighty to him. Allah Almighty said in the Holy Quran, قال أنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. Iblis wanted to live a long life of kufr, to fulfill his goal of leading the sons of Adam away from the path of Iman and the path of Allah. And Allah in the Quran said that every creature on earth dies, including Jinn and angels and humans. As for the reckoning of the Jinn on the day of resurrection, it is said that the Jinn are responsible in this life just like humans. Their unbelievers will enter hellfire and their believers will enter paradise also just like humans. Other Islamic scholars did not agree with the idea that the Jinn who believe in God will go to paradise, and said that they become dust just like animals and they are rewarded with salvation from hell. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. The only confirmed thing we have is that there is no dispute that the infidels from the Jinn will enter hellfire and suffer from hell. وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Here Allah was talking to both the Jinn and the ins, but the biggest consensus is that the Jinn are responsible and that they are disobedient Jinn, and that the disobedient Jinn enter hell, and that the obedient ones amongst them will enter paradise. Now let's talk about lubs, meaning when a Jinn enters the body of a human being. This is usually from lust or love, and this is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to us to not be naked and alone and not get into the toilets without saying A'udhu billahi min al-khubti wal-khaba'it. They can also do that when people harm them. For example, you get to the toilets and play with very hot water carelessly in the middle of the night, so they want to take revenge on you and harm you back. The Jinn have more ignorance and injustice than humans, so sometimes if you burn them or urinate on them without noticing, they will get revenge on you and punish you for more than what you did. Allah Almighty and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam showed us how to protect against Jinn, with daily dua in the adhkar, etc. Not skipping your salats, etc. We ask God, Allah Azza wa Jal, to lead the shaitan away from our path. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thank you guys for watching. Download NordVPN and do not forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell. And thank you and salam.